Dota is a hard game. To quote Scotty from Star Trek,
It's like trying to hit a bullet with a smaller bullet whilst wearing a blindfold, riding a horse.
it's even harder when you're trying to rank up. Sure, you can play the part of a good teammate and buy all the rewards, but sometimes you just need to roll up your sleeves, plant your feet on the ground, and just carry. We took a look at all of the requests on our community page and saw that you guys need a little help in deciding which heroes or strategies to practice so you can start racking up wins and start climbing the Dota 2 leaderboards. And you know what? We're here to help. I'm Pal from Wombo Combo and welcome to Nice Assist, the show where we take a look at some interesting trends on Dota to help you pick the right strategy on your way up the rank ladder. As a general reminder, these are all trends taken from games of Dota 2. If you want to experience success, playing a hero you're comfortable with, or just plain practicing the ins and outs of these strategies will help you win more games than just trying out the latest builds. And with that, let's get started. The hero. Starting us off this week and doing well across the 3K to 5K MMR brackets is a more flexible hero to learn for people who both like to support and carry at the same time. The rank ladder can be brutally volatile with games that can sometimes be some of the best Dota you've ever played, or just an absolute clown fiesta with 5 carry heroes and non-stop screaming and bitching on each other about how no one wants to buy wards. Most of the time, you have to stop your teammates from committing suicide as they jump straight into a group of enemies. As a lonely sniper, I'm looking at you, no one. Stop that. For our pick this week, we recommend trying out Abaddon, the Lord of Avernus. Sitting at 57.87% win rate in the 3K bracket and second only to Necrophos globally, and third in win rate across the 3K to 5K brackets in Southeast Asia, Abaddon is a great pick in public matches simply because there's so much you can do with him. His talent builds let him become a threat early, thanks to the damage boost and tanky options in the early levels, while his late game talents help him contribute in fights thanks to cooldown reduction, move speed, or even more tankiness. Aphotic Shield is a strong dispel that not only saves allies by blocking damage, but also gets rid of hex effects, making it amazing in the late game. Meanwhile, Curse of Avernus allows Abaddon players to also build him as a tanky carry hero, getting up close and personal in fights while dealing damage. But possibly the main reason to play Abaddon right now is because of how much survivability he has on top of mobility. Version 7.XX gave a lot of supports a new reason to play Dota, but one of the biggest changes has to be the shrines. Because Abaddon is so tanky, has innate heals and damage block, an arcane boots, and a mechanism core build will keep him on the field supporting his teams without having to go back to base. The shrines here are super impactful, with areas in the map serving as refueling stations after big fights. Abaddon can keep shielding teammate after teammate, unlike the more fragile supports in the game right now.
The build. Today we'll be focusing on the support build for Abaddon for you to try out, but feel free to branch out and make a carry build for him as well. We recommend picking up wards and clarities first and finding your way into Windlace as soon as possible. Abaddon's good base movement and HP pool should be enough for the early game, so it's all about getting from point A to B with mana to help support your teammates. Mid-game is when you want to focus on completing the core arcane boots and mechanism, with an eye towards Guardian Greaves in the late game. If you're doing super well, however, consider getting a Hand of Midas. The gold boost and the experience boost will help you get to those talents much faster than other supports, as well as completing those crucial late game items. If you're up against high quality agility heroes with lots of armor, or simply want to physically burst down a squishy, a quick Medallion of Courage is a great way to make your mid-game pickups much easier. Helm of the Dominator is another key item on Abaddon. The early tank stats and the ability to dominate a sped-up creep can help turn early ganks around. Plus points if you dominate the mana burn or the purge creep. That's just annoying. Ideally, you want to build into your Guardian Greaves, Dagger, Eul's Scepter for the late game, while also getting either a Solar Crest if you decided to go the Medallion of Courage path. For your skill build, maxing Aphotic Shield and Curse of Avernus should be your priority, getting ultimate and talents whenever you can. The level 10 talent should almost always be the plus 25 damage boost, since that gives you about the same value as a Claymore, just by leveling it up. That's over 1,400 gold in value from a single skill point. The 200 mana talent at level 15 is also very underappreciated. Out of all the talents picked for Abaddon, only the mana talents have a low pick rate but also a positive win rate when compared to the 5 armor beside it. That's because between being a support and having borrowed time, a support Abaddon usually goes ignored in fights. However, the plus 5 armor is very good if you want to go for a frontliner carry sort of build. The late game talents are much closer together in terms of effectiveness, with the movement speed buff edging out cooldown reduction just slightly. If the game manages to reach level 25, the extra HP block on the Aphotic Shield can usually be enough to swing fights between late game carries. How to play. Playing Abaddon can seem boring at first, but there's a lot of little things you can do to help you and your team succeed. We won't go over the basics, like shielding your low HP ally. You're much too good for that. Instead, we'll be talking about how rotations work and how you can utilize them on Abaddon. Rotation is all about timing. When you rotate, the part of the map you go to becomes stronger, but the lane you leave behind is weaker. It's a lot like chess. Move your pawn in one direction and you make that area stronger since your pieces can defend it. However, the area you leave behind becomes weaker since it becomes an undefended square. Timing is key in chess as it is in Dota, since you don't want to leave an area for a bishop or knight just to take it for free. In general, you want to time your rotations when the lane you leave is either entering a safe area, like just under your tower, or when the core in that lane is strong enough to survive on his own, either through levels or through farm. But another way to time your rotations is by knowing about your power spikes. A power spike is an event when a hero suddenly becomes so much more powerful compared to before that event. Take a support like Lion, for example. Aggressive supports like Lion want to rotate when he hits level 2 because that's when they get their second ability in Hex. A Lion with both Hex and Earth Spike is a much different hero than a Lion with only one of those abilities. What this means is that you can expect a support like Lion to make his moves around the map by level 2. You can expect him to go to the part of the map with a core that also has a power spike by the time he hits level 2. So be sure to keep an eye out on the enemy levels in different lanes to see where that Lion is about to go. You can use this knowledge to your advantage. With that, let's take a look at Abaddon. Since Abaddon is a more defensive support, his power spike doesn't really change. Since you'll be leveling up Aphotic Shield, your effectiveness starts at level 3 when the shield is strong enough and your power level stays equal until you max it out. This means you are about as effective from level 3 as you are on level 8 and onwards. The key then to playing Abaddon is to make sure you're always keeping an eye out on your enemy supports and counter teleporting to where they're likely to rotate. Also, because Abaddon is so reliable because of his shield, don't be afraid to rotate to your middle lane and help your mid survive a gank even if you're underleveled. A level 3 Abaddon isn't so much different from a level 7 Abaddon, and the Aphotic Shield can save a Shadow Fiend from everything from a Lion Hex to a Batrider Lasso. Playing Abaddon as a support is about making sure your laners succeed. Since you're a stable support for level 3 onwards, you can move around the map more effectively than a Vengeful Spirit who might need to rest and regenerate both her HP and mana in between ganks. Remember, playing Abaddon aggressively and counter-initiating aggressively is the key to victory. You're not like a fragile support or a farming support that needs levels and farm to be effective. You're good to go from level 1. For some extra things to remember that rotating is not free. Whenever you leave a lane, you expose yourself to that lane to ganks. You're not also stacking or pulling or counter-warding as effectively as you should be, since you want to get to the lane you're about to support quickly. Make sure to coordinate your rotations based on your team's power spikes. I know, C server can be toxic and sometimes communication isn't available. What you can do, however, when playing by yourself is to keep an eye out on the levels of your team and the opponent and make the opening for yourself. You want to secure your safe laner, but your carry isn't listening? Pull the camps and draw the creep wave back so that the natural position of the lane goes back closer to your tower, giving you some time to leave the lane and support elsewhere. Want to teleport around the map but your team isn't telling you anything? Use your hotkeys to toggle between allies and find the lanes most likely to be attacked. Remember, you can also teleport into a lane that's about to hit a level 6 so that you can get a kill attempt while supporting and making sure that your carry's HP stays relatively safe while he goes for it. Abaddon is a great hero right now, especially in solo queue, because you can make sure your team can dominate the laning stage. In a pinch, you can also transition to a carry yourself. But he isn't immortal. Watch out for heroes with strong mana burn abilities like Anti-Mage, or heroes with teamfight control that you can't dispel, such as Outworld Devourer. Just make sure to support your cores from as early as level 3 and stick close to them in teamfights, making sure to thwack your enemies with your giant rune sword whenever you can. Conclusion. Abaddon is a great hero right now, giving you a lot of options for flexibility. Able to go support and tanky carry, the Lord of Avernus is a great candidate to help you climb your ranked games, 1 plus 25 MMR game at a time. As always, our guides are here mostly to help you get started, but always feel free to change it up according to your experiences. I've been Pao from Wombo Combo, and we'll see you next week. Hey guys, it's Pao from Wombo Combo. You may know me as Sandara. I came from other places before I came here. So number one, very thankful that you guys have me here. Thank you to Kuya Nick from Wombo Combo for talking to me and making sure that we were able to put this video out. This video is something that we'd like to do for you guys. I know a lot of you guys who follow Wombo Combo are fans of esports, fans of Dota 2, but also fans of getting better at Dota 2. And honestly, it's really awesome. So I'm very thankful that you guys are supporting us all the way. Watch out for more episodes later on. Later on, we'll be talking about gold deficiency, how you can theory craft when it comes to building a talent skill list. We'll also tackle some weirder concepts like on Rubik, what is better is the plus 60 at level 10 or plus 60 GPM. When do you pick it? Stuff like that. We'll be covering all of that in Nice Assist. And check out our other videos coming out soon. And we're very excited. We're also going to be rolling out some more interviews with some people, not just Dota 2 people. Most of them Dota 2 people. Most of them are pros, but also some people from around esports, so that you have a better understanding of how Philippine esports and how esports in the world works. So thank you very much. Please let us know what you like about this video, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to know in the future. We're always open for feedback, and as always, thank you for watching. If you haven't clicked subscribe, please click subscribe here. I don't know where the link actually is. There's also going to be an extra video here. Maybe you can look at the highlights from some of our latest games by clicking on the link below. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.